Good day, good people. So we find a year of the paradigm. It's almost the end of the year of the paradigm, and I'm the United States Savior. Welcome back to the countdown to Fistmas. It is Rebellion Edition, and it is time, first of all, to have March's #1 contender for the AWE All-Star Championship be declared. We got 3 matches to do so tonight. We got first Neo versus Gwen. We got Ibuki versus Sayaka Maizono, and the 2 winners of those matches will be going on to our main event in a #1 contenders match. A little bit of tournament style with 4 competitors. We'll see who will be challenging March by the end of the night. Because for the Fight Forever Championship, it is official. March 7th will be defending that title, as she talked to the general managers and said, "Give me Margaret. One-on-one Fight Forever rules this Fight Before Christmas." And speaking of somebody else who might be fighting somebody in the Fight Before Christmas, we got Cassius Bright loaded up right here, right now. We got 4 men's entries for the Rumble going to be declared tonight in a Fatal 4-Way match, much like last week. And of course, the Road Rage Open Challenge. But instead of that opening the show, we got a little something else opening the show. Loaded and locked live, ready to come out into the ring, take it over. Cassius Bright has been having a rough couple of weeks when you think about the name Alhaitham. By that I mean Alhaitham has been, you know, kind of brutalized by Cassius. He's had an enraged Cassius Bright on his tail for the past couple of weeks. Only recently did he able to get one a leg up on Cassius, and that was with the help of Yosuke with the return of Yule. I don't know what to tell you. Also, this is on the screen, even though this isn't live. So, you know, let me get that off for you. I'm absolutely not going to re-record this. I would never do such a thing. But I'll tell you what, it is time. Cassius Bright, if you would please kick off AWE Rebellion on this countdown to Fistmas with the stars going black. This is one of AWE's greatest. It is the man, the myth, the legend. It is Cassius Bright. As I said earlier, Cassius has been kind of embroiled in what has become, you could call it a blood feud, because Alhaitham put Cassius's flesh and blood, his own daughter, into this crazy Onyx game, for real. Crazy work. He deserves every single fist that has gone into the face of Alhaitham from Cassius Bright. He's deserved it 10 times over. I can't imagine. Well, yeah, I really can't imagine what could be going through Cassius's head. Probably similar to what I experienced when Taylor was being targeted by Amon. Except he's been feeling it for a long time now. Crazy work. Cassius Bright still one of the greatest hearts here in the AWE, was able to help Kaito, who's now tag team champion, kind of go away from his other side ways when he was kind of going on to the wrong side of things, as Cassius starts off our show. I was gonna say, I don't think the same thing is gonna happen here tonight. I can't say that is the thing. Yeah, look at that. Maniac's death game. It couldn't be any clearer than that. That is the truth. In the grocery, I would love to see them battle in a grocery store. Oh man. After Friday night, I do. Telling Alhaitham to get out here, and speaking of, we know that music all too well. Is he coming out alone? It is just Alhaitham. It is just Alhaitham. Cassius will probably still watch his back, because those Equalist movement thugs, they'll attack you from whatever which way they can, and they have somebody who can teleport them in. Kind of bend time and space to his whim, the end. But tonight it looks like, at the very least right now, it is just Alhaitham walking out. Cassius ready for him. They're probably going to have some discussion here. Let's see what this is about. Tell everyone why. Come on, Alhaitham, why? You don't have to tell him anything. I think you kind of owe it to him, not for nothing. Even my body feels like a fall. Yeah, after all the abuse that Cassius has taken to him, you better believe. I'll see you at the fight before Christmas. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, it's official. At least between these two, it's a... I'm sorry, no? Is it not official? Because he already sees the... Look, that's my guy, the true nature of all things. You believe you can't recover. Dang. If I fight... That's a cold line, dude. If I fight you right now, the man you are, I'd end your career. And you know what? I believe him. I truly, sincerely do. Not beyond redemption. On the Journey's End. Oh, Journey's End. He's probably talking about Tartaros. It looks like he wants Tartaros. I'm sorry? What? Wait, no, hold on. It can't be. He wasn't talking about Tartaros. I thought he said someone who was entering the twilight of his career. John Cena, this is the last year of John Cena. How'd the GMs get this done? That's John. John Cena's here, he threw off his shirt. Attitude adjustment. And a second one to Alhaitham. That's John Cena. How did I... John Cena fought his last, or is fighting his last match in the WWE this week. This coming weekend. Get me back on the screen. Huh? He said 2025 would be the last year that he steps foot as a competitor in a wrestling ring. Even though his last match in the WWE is this coming, what, Saturday? It sounds like he's got one more match after that. And it's not there, and it sounds like it's here. I'm gonna ask my GMs if this is official. It seems like at the fight before Christmas, we're getting Cassius Bright versus John Cena. Hey, I'm gonna give, look, Navia, and if that's the truth, if that's what's really going on, and it looks like that's what's going on, I'm gonna call them, jeez Louise, oof. Hey, we can start this open challenge. Nothing gonna be what we just saw. Goodness gracious, hold on, let me make sure this is official. Let me send y'all to the match, actually. Hip, 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 hip. Hip, 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 hip. Stars? Yo. Yeah, John Cena? What kind of connections does Mascoto have? Hey, I'm not gonna, hey, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all cook. Y'all keep doing what y'all do. So that's official. Okay. Alright, hey. That's one for the ages. Cool, thank you. Alright. As Mondo comes out here tonight, it is official. One-on-one Cassius Bright, John Cena, in his last match in 2025. And I guess his own... Wait, what? Dang. Is this one of them Ruby characters? It's another motorcycle! Yo, how many characters have motorcycles? Also, look at this one. It had like a little tint to it. Oh my gosh, hold on a minute. Anywho, this is Yang, a little yellow, is here, and now we're continuing. Gee, I'm still kind of shell-shocked that we're getting Cassius Bright versus John Cena. Two of the goats of their respective businesses going one-on-one, and was potentially the greatest crossover match in the history of history. Regardless, tonight, Yang goes one-on-one with Mondo in the Road Rage Open Challenge. Hey, I guess, look, anybody else rides a motorcycle that I need to know about? Because I was not prepared for this one. One-on-one. Jessica calling tonight's action, and it's on. Remember, you start off with... I was gonna say you start off with two finishers. Mondo got a face full of cheeks. Ooh, and a hurricane run. I thought it was about to happen again. Good on you, but off of the ropes. Ooh, was going for a leg drop there. Suffered tremendously. Went for that clothesline, ducked it, and went for a clothesline again. But this time, still Yang in control. Mondo has yet to win one of these Road Rage Open challenges. He has been worse for wear all along, up, around, and look at this. Oh my gosh! Back to back on Mondo, and once again, Mondo does not have resiliency. 1, 2. Mondo's eaten 2 finishers. I don't know what he's going to be doing, but look at these kicking combinations. Mondo hasn't really gotten a move off. Last time we saw him in this Road Rage Open Challenge, he got Claymore kicked through a barricade, and right now he's starting to get his run back. He's trying to get his licks back. He's got to fight an uphill battle now. Couple shots, couple hits, and a punch right to the gut. Right to the jaw as well as he's wailing away, up and down. Goes Yang. Yang from the Ruby franchise. I actually don't know Yang's relationship with Mioda. I don't know if they're friends, but I'll tell you what's not friendly right now. The match that's going on between Mondo and Yang. Mondo is having a bad time. Oh. I don't think this has happened in the Road Rage Open Challenge. We've definitely seen the ladder come up a lot more recently, but I don't think we've seen the ladder in the Road Rage Open Challenge specifically. Oh my gosh! Getting clocked, clean. Hold on, Jessica. You saw Jessica roll into that? Jessica was like, oh no, I'm gonna get there. Bam. And then back to back signature right afterwards. Lifting Yang up. I'm gonna tell you what, if Mondo can hit the finisher right after this, it's gonna be potentially great news for him. Oh, reversal from Yang though. Yang still survives. Kick right to Mondo's head, and now has a signature and a finisher. Whipped over. Oof. The back of his head almost landing on that concrete. Yang looking to take advantage of it. Jessica trying to get into position for a pin. Was going all around. I was like, where can I lay my hand? Where can I make this count? Also, while we're talking about counts and we're talking about rumbles, your rumble votes do end this Friday. As the kick lands right on the jaw of Mr. Mondo O'Water. Goes under the ring. Sledgehammer in hand, and sledgehammer in gut of Mondo. And I want to point out, Mondo, oh my gosh, cheeks. Mondo's having a bad time. Mondo is having a really bad, he's starting to look like Kanji, especially if resiliency get burns here, and it did indeed get burned there. Yang, very first outing here in the AWE. Had a lot of intro. Ooh, ran into Jessica actually. Turned around. Lifting Mondo up. Mondo needs to get a reversal. Finally got one. And, running power slam. Not onto the sledgehammer. Oh boy. Lifted right back up again. Mondo sending Yang over towards the barricade. Steel barricade, went for a big boot, but missed the step there. And tossed it aside. Rebellion, very dangerous outside of the ring. No protected barricades. There's a more exposed concrete. Went for those double cheeks again. But instead, Mondo couldn't hit the finisher. That's a crazy axe kick low-key. As Mondo now firing back himself. Punches and, oh my gosh! Tossing Yang, and in fact, no weapons have really been brought out in this fight besides the ladder bridge. Which is interesting. Into the pinfall afterwards. Yang, no resiliency right now. One. But I need to point out, Mondo does have a finisher. He could slowly turn this thing back into his favor, even though he's already lost resiliency. Lifting Yang up by the neck, and Yang gets tossed into the metal barricade again. Mondo walking around thinking about what to do next. He's going to get a weapon here. And it's a trash can lid, bouncing it off the ground. And I thought might have been bouncing it off of the head of Yang. Yang laying down right afterwards. I think it was more so the sound that might have gotten Yang. And the double hit. Clean the clock of Yang. Might be resiliency on both sides now. And it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it is truly and sincerely anybody's match now. 2 out of 3 falls. Both Mondo and Yang have burned resiliency. Yang did not have nearly enough for a finisher, but raged up. Mondo just needs really one more hit to get a finisher in, but knocked it out of the hands. Kick to the gut, looking for powerbomb. And it's a powerbomb into the apron and a head into the stairs. Mondo looking, praying, begging, trying to get his first win in this open challenge as a shot right to the head lands. Trying to find that rage that we were talking about, trying to find that road rage. There's now 2 traffic cones in this match. Bouncing it off of Yang. And again, this worked out well for Malvika this past Friday. Will it work out for Mondo this time? Standing into that shooting star, and that's a pinfall for 1. For 2, is that going to be 3? It is. First pinfall in this matchup. Mondo still has 2 finishers. He could finish off Yang right here. Tossing Yang over towards the entrance ramp. Lifting Yang back up. Tossing Yang into the ring as well. Hold on a minute. Mondo staring. Yang back up and up. I thought he was going for that clean your clock. Yang, however, going for the the knockout blow with the cheeks. That's 1. That's 2. And it's a tie match so far. Mondo does still have 2 finishers. But what is Yang doing here? Off of those bottom ropes, but Mondo pushes the feet away. Now, oh my gosh. Almost looked like he was going for a road rage, but couldn't bring himself to do it. Lifting Yang back up. Open hand strikes right to the jaw. Sending Yang flying. Yang on the precipice of being stunned, but it looks like stun's not going to even be the thing. It looks like it's just going to be 1, 2, and it's going to not be quite enough. Mondo looks shocked. Mondo was looking like I thought I had it there, but let me tell you. Oh, wait. I think was going for that knockout blow, but Mondo reverses, and Yang is in incredible danger. Mondo, it does not look like he actually does things. I was going to say, you don't think. You're not going to go for it. He's literally not going to go for it. He's just going to stand there menacingly, think about everything that's transpired so far, and say, you know what, I think I'll be fine. I think I'll just take my sweet time. But reverses Yang again. Yang now landing on the sledgehammer, spine first, weaves out of the way. That weave costed a lot of the signature bar. I'm not sure it was worth it, especially as Mondo's got 2 finishers, and if he lands one, this match could be over. Popped up, German! Oh my gosh, I'm not even sure it was a German. It might have been just an overhead belly to belly. I wasn't sure how it started, but this is how it ended. 1, 2, and he's got He does not have the match, at least not yet. Yang showing some real resiliency while not having resiliency in this fight. Mondo lifting Yang up, tossing Yang down. And he's fired up. Stomping on the back of Yang, standing. Oh, but hold on, Yang got the knees up at the last second. That could have been the end of the match. But Yang now has life. Yang has opportunity. And Yang has, a sunset flip into a pin. No, into a submission. Mondo has no resiliency to burn, but is able to fight out of it. A couple of knees right to the head. Mondo needs to hit that finisher. He's got to clean Yang's clock. Oh, but Yang with the reversal. Couple of shots to the gut of Mondo. Mondo getting dragged over to the ladder. Yang putting Mondo on the ladder, but Mondo with the reversal. Couple of shots. They're going back and forth. Oh, but reversal of the clean the clock too. Mondo's so close to being stunned, but let me tell you, in powerbomb position, he did this earlier. And this time it's through the ladder. I don't think we've seen anybody straight powerbomb somebody through the ladder. Yang has to be broken in two. Oh my, I think we're seeing the rage that we were talking about. He's fighting it. He's not trying to lose 3 in a row. That was the sickest spot we've seen. Stood back up, but the cheeks land. He ran right into them. Is that gonna be enough? Is Mondo taking a third loss in road rage? He is. I don't know how Yang survived going back first through that ladder bridge with a power bomb. But somehow, some way, in what turned out to be a slugfest between these two, Yang pulled off the victory. My gosh. Was able to reverse those heavy lariats from Mondo. And they gotta show that power bomb again. Remember that standing shooting star. Then Mondo hit so perfectly, but the last time he tried to hit it, Yang got the knees up. This was early on. We saw that sledgehammer, and after it getting dropped, went right into the double cheeks. 1, 2, and I think that was resiliency. On the other side of the ring, that's when Mondo was able to return fire himself and land resiliency 1, 2 on Yang. This is where I think Mondo 1, 2 did not get a fall. We all thought it might have been over. We saw incredible resiliency there, but the last second he ran for that clothesline, but she got the backside up, and it was enough to knock him out for 1, 2 as Jessica slaps him in the face 3 times. Yang had some real heart. I'll tell you what, as Yang looks over to the side, Mondo again picks up a loss in the Road Rage Open Challenge. But I'll tell you what, they've all been pretty rough. Rough and tough. Not for nothing. Yang now drives off with a victory under her belt in the AWE. What can I say? They kind of went crazy. Mondo with the power bomb through the ladder. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I did not think it was gonna break. I thought she was just gonna go back first onto it. So when it broke, I was like, oh, she's dead. But she was not dead, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for our little baby tournament to begin. We're starting off with Neo versus Gwen, 1-on-1. The winner will go to our main event. Who's gonna win? I'm not sure. We'll talk about both competitors right now as the stars go. Black, there we go. Let's see how this thing plays out. Whew. It's so tough, because I can't really, like, shave under this thing, you know what I mean? That sucks. So it's, like, itchy right here. Like, I'll shave here, but, like, right under the ear, I'm like, I can't get it. I can't wait to take this down. What? I can't wait. Just like I can't wait to see Amon get roughed up. Anywho, let's focus back in here. Neo is here, and I think really for these two especially, they've been big breakout stars this year, but have been short of becoming champion. Neo made a name for herself starting over in April/May when she was one of only 2 people to pin Rinka in that big open challenge where Rinka went crazy with the spears on everybody who stepped in her path. Neo was able to survive, and actually it felt like even though Hina won a match 2, that was very even. Neo looked like she was able to squash Rinka. That being said, ever since then, I don't know if she's had a singles world title opportunity. And by singles, I mean a one-on-one match. I know she was in a gauntlet. She's been in a ladder match. She's been in several opportunities, including the Brawloween Fatal 5-Way to get a world title opportunity, but she's never been able to just go one-on-one. I'm better than my opponent, and I'm going to go fight for the championship one-on-one. Tonight she has that opportunity, but she's going to have to win 2 matches in a single night. Gwen also this summer became a little bit of somebody that everyone wanted to watch. We talk about the Flame Tribe, we talk about the Racket of Psalm, and we talk about the Disciples, who have been the only 3 teams to hold the tag team titles this year. That being said, Hot Topic has been the picture for pretty much the entirety of the summer and autumn. This is the first time they haven't been for a while. They've been count-out merchants to try and get these tag team opportunities. And I want to say between the 2 of these people, they've pinned countless champions as they were champions, and just have never been able to get the championships. And Gwen starting off immediately, but Neo with the reversal, dropping Gwen's jaw right onto the top of that bowler hat. And now they're grappling. But who wins on a grappling exchange between these 2? They both have, I was gonna say, kind of different fighting styles. Gwen's definitely the bigger grappler. Neo's more of a striker. With that Neo knee. She's got quick hands, but I think she also has like a Uranagi as well. That'll knock your lights out. Gwen, however, with a choke slam, that G360, it's hard to beat her. It is significantly hard to beat her, but Neo taking a cheap shot. And it looks like she needs it low-key, because right now Gwen is ahead, and potentially if she hits a big move here, in firm control. But I want to point out that Neo's the one who's got that head. Locked in deep, a reversal by Gwen, the grappling of the Goth. Now has Neo in danger, but reversing right back as Neo hold on the back and forth here with this grappling. Hold on, girls. Look at the girls. Wrenching that arm back. Continuing to wrench. It's a matter of who's going to get the job done at this point. Oh, and a couple of shots right to the jaw of Gwen. Went for a shot there, though. Reversal. And now yanking, oh my gosh, the eyes. The referee just looking at it saying, yeah, that's probably fine. Neo is desperate for a world opportunity, a world title opportunity one-on-one. And I'll keep it a buck with you. I think that they should be considering who they would be fighting. This is for the All-Star Championship. This is for March 7th championship. That being said, I think they all realize that championship has never been successfully defended. In the history of the AWE All-Star Ladies title, it has never been successfully defended. And I'm talking about from Mona winning it, to AJ Lee, to Sakura Ogami, to Chie, to Yukiko, to Sayaka, to Deity Miku, to Bernice, to Sakura again, and now to March 7th. That's your boy, he got that memory. Back to back to back to back to back. It has never been successfully defended, and that might all change at the fight before Christmas with March 7th. Anyone could do it. It could be her. She did the same thing for the Fight Forever title as a shot lands right on the gut. As I was waxing poetically about that title's lineage, we do need to point out that Neo does have a signature. Gwen climbing up to the top rope, looking to get one herself. If this move lands, she might be maybe a hair away. She might even get all the way. No, just a hair away. And Neo got rocked because of it. Keep that in mind. Ooh, but Neo with a kick to the head. Shot. Oh my gosh, Gwen's head. Her forehead went onto the metal-plated AW Rebellion announcer's table cover. And what is Neo thinking here? Stepped over. Wait, that's that Uranagi we were talking about. Uranagi lands on Gwen. And Gwen, the count-out merchant, is not actually getting counted out. Neo is the one who's back in the ring. And I want to point out, if Neo is able to get Gwen stunned, it might be bad news for her because she might be going right into a little Neo knee. Not quite. Instead, she's in the corner, and she might save herself from being stunned shortly. Tornado DDT lands. Gwen able to kip up, and she's trying to stop. Ooh, stop. Rolled out of the way, and ran into a Neo knee. What a combination. Okay, hold on. That was really sick. Neo jumped out of the way of that elbow, dove down, rolled through, and ran to the Neo knee. That was awesome. What a night of wrestling we've had so far. As Gwen does burn resiliency on that, but she ain't out yet. Neo has somehow worked this way back into her advantage. Now calling Gwen to get up. Referee, best seat in the house, and also kind of like blocking our view. Thanks for stepping out of the way, ref. Steps underneath. Popped up and sent down. Gwen struggling. Struggling hard against Neo now. And if Neo's able to hit this big move, Big Splash doesn't hit. Commentator's curse as the big boot lands via Gwen. Those size 9 goth boots right to the face of Neo. Gotta leave a mark. But Neo actually reversing right back. Gwen very close to working with a finisher. That's something we gotta keep in mind as well. Neo apparently begging for Gwen to get up. Doesn't have a signature or finisher. Unsure of what she might be thinking here. Off of the ropes, DDT lands. And I want to point out, she's got another Neo knee locked in. Shot to the head. And she may be thinking finisher. Gwen, you got to reverse this if you want a chance. And she does just that. Neo pushing her away. Gwen, I think, looking for that chokeslam. Neo steals the G360. Gwen kicks out. Oh my gosh. Gwen stole, didn't steal the finisher, rather, reversed the finisher, built one up herself, and Neo saw that and said, hold on a minute, actually. Why don't I steal your finisher instead? My gosh, this is crazy. Gwen pushing Neo out of the way. If she's able to hit that signature, she might be right back into this fight, but Neo rolls out of the way, stomping away at Gwen, going top, middle rope, it looks like. Not top rope, double axe to the chest, maybe trying to restart the heart. The blackened heart of the goth. And stomp to the face. Gwen very close to being stunned. Neo, this match has turned into an all-Neo affair. Up again, off of the ropes. Gwen needs to dodge this, and she does. She was going to be stunned if that move hit. And I want to point out, she's got that signature. She's just got to use it. Pop-up punch. But Neo rolls out of the way. Gwen goes flying afterwards. Gwen can still fight her way back. Gwen, a little bit of a breakout star in her own right, but Neo reverses the signature on the outside. It is looking like a rough affair for Gwen, but you have to remember where she is right now. You have to remember where she is, and she reversed the Uranagi. Uranagi reversed by Gwen as now open end strikes are landing on Neo. If Neo gets stunned here, and Gwen uses the G360, and she might do exactly that. We're at a count of 5. Is the count out merchant gonna do it again? Tossing Neo, count of 6. Dragging Neo, able to get some shots to the gut of Gwen. Walks towards the ropes instead. Is there quickly, but ran into the Neo knee. Gwen was thinking about a count out, and she may have saved herself. 1, 2. Gwen is pinned by Neo in the first stage of this #1 Contenders battle. I won't say it was easy, because as Gwen was had her back against the wall, she went back to her old tactics. She went right back to her old tactics. She kept Neo outside of the ring, but Neo saved herself by a hair. Like, boop, a single hair from being stunned. Walked back into the ring. Gwen had to walk her way back in as well, but as Neo stepped right through the ropes, hit that Neo knee to cause the end of this brawl. Take us back to early this match where Gwen went off of the ropes. Neo, however, responded right back with a tornado DDT 2 times in this match from 2 different positions. It felt like, ducked out of the way, and out of this. This is what we were talking about. The Neo neckbreaker got reversed. And then, instead, it was a reversal right back into a move theft. And here we were talking about, they both got in a count of 7, and Neo knee lands right on the nose of Gwen. And that wins the match for 1, for 2, and for 3. Neo is 1 step closer to a world title match against March 7th. That being said, well, she's not the only one looking for that opportunity. We got one more match right after this to see who it'll be. And I need to continue looking at my phone because I actually probably have food getting delivered very shortly. But putting me back on, we can at least start the match as we continue. Give me the stars. And as we go on, congratulations once again to Neo, who went kind of crazy in that match, not for nothing. That being said, we have somebody who's been breaking out as well against somebody who wants her title back. Sayaka Maizono has been a little bit of a beast when it comes to world title pictures. You said you give her an opportunity, and she said, I'll take it. And you know what? She almost took it at last year's Rumble, and we'll talk about Sayaka a little bit more. But first, let's talk about Miss Ibuki as the stars go. Black. Ooh! That always surprises me. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It always catches me right off guard. It sure does. Let me see how far away this is. Oh, we got enough time. This match is gonna last for 30 minutes. The metal waifu herself, it is Ibuki Mioda. When the stars of Danganronpa 2x2. As she makes her way to the ring. She was just recently offered a full-time contract right after AV Mania. Same with Sampo, but here's the difference. She has been showing the world what she can do with that Rockstar DDT. Sampo has been flopping. Ibuki could be going one-on-one with March 7th. Again, she was also in the Masquerade Brawl, earned her opportunity there, but was unable to get the job done. I think she was the next to last person in, though. We'll see how this thing plays out, though. As one-on-one, she's going with a former AWE All-Star champion in Sayaka Maizono. Maizono was up against a very game deity Miku, but Miku finally thwarted the one who thwarted her in kind of her in-ring debut. Deity Miku got pinned by Sayaka very quickly. It was 1, 2, 3, and the match was maybe less than a minute old in a triple threat. Sayaka Maizono lived on rent-free in her head. Now, here's the thing, though. Sayaka Maizono, I don't think she's ever had a successful championship title defense. Miku made sure of that when she won the All-Star Championship. But before that, Sayaka held an open challenge. And the first person who showed up, well, let me tell you who that was. It was Raiden Shogun. Interesting that both of Sayaka Maizono's world title reigns fell to some sort of archon and or deity. Oh, my watch is also about to die. Hey, Sayaka, what are you doing? Nobody's singing your song. Nobody's ever gonna sing your song, Sayaka. Calm down. Calm yourself. Do 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 do. It's not a bad song, to be honest. I would sing the song. Hey, maybe, you know what? I think high points are a thing. I'm not gonna do anything for high points. I'm not even gonna ask you for them. I think that costs real money. Don't do it and don't undo it. Anywho, Sayaka out the gate going up against Ibuki Mioda. You might be in for something real special tonight. Ibuki with a kick to the head. Sayaka responds right back, wants her world championship back. Can you imagine if Sayaka is able to topple the very dominant March 7th? And she could. Because this isn't the Fight Forever Championship we're talking about. We're talking about the AWE All-Star title. The AWE All-Star Championship. Shot and a hit to the head. Drop kicking Maizono down. As Maizono, oh my gosh, hold on. That was like a kind of a dolphin frog splash, I'll tell you what. But Maizono right back in control. Sayaka, more than ready to see championship gold around her waist again. Maybe the audience will sing her song then. But right now, she is struggling. Tossing the ring. Maizono stood right back up. Oh, hold on. Roll through. Clothesline by Mioda. Ibuki up on the ropes. Right now, Ibuki actually, in terms of damage, really taking it to Sayaka. But after that missed frog splash off the springboard, she might be in a little bit of danger. It's a battle of musicians here tonight as well. Okay. Hurricane Rana. Okay, I was kind of cooking with that. I see you, Ibuki. Calling for something, calling for Sayaka to get up. What is she thinking here? Another Hurricane Rana. A little lucha style from Ibuki Mioda. I didn't think she would be such a fan of the luchadors, but when you think about that energy in the ring, I don't think anything could relate or translate better than a luchador for Ibuki. So maybe that's where she's gotten most of her moves from. Gotta be a big fan of Rey Mysterio, maybe Dragon Lee. Sin Cara, you know what I mean? But a reversal right there by Sayaka saying all that energy is about to die down. Reversal right back by Ibuki though. And reversal right back by Sayaka with a fireman's carry. Oh, and a, very nice roll up. 1, 2. Wants to save herself the trouble of having a long match. Knows that she's gonna have to fight later against the one and only Bam Lance. Against the one and only Neo. And right now, Sayaka has worked herself a signature and a finisher. We know how much that can change a match. Backstabber lands. They smile in your face. All the while they want to take your place. Kick out. No resiliency, but Sayaka sees her opportunity. She still has a signature. She can land that burn resiliency and then land the finisher too. Ibuki might be staring up at the lights. Has another clothesline from behind. Ibuki now is the one who's in dire straits, admittedly. Ibuki rolls out of the way. Popped over and neck breaker lands. And that was a signature. Hold on a minute. Ibuki now for 1, 2. Yo, Sarah's gonna hurt these referees. Popped up Rockstar DDT. Into the pinfall, too far away from the ropes this time. It looks like 1, 2, and does burn resiliency. First one in this matchup, and we gotta pay more attention now. It is anybody's match. Went for a double axe. But Sayaka with a big boot to the face. Sees Ibuki does not have resiliency right now, trying to bam. Go after the eyes. Referee doesn't call it. Referee I don't think cares. Referee saying, yeah, whatever happens, happens. Kick right to the gut. Ibuki getting worn down. Ibuki could pin a former 2-time world champion in the AWE tonight. Former AWE champion and all-star champion in Sayaka Maizono. And she's busting Ibuki right open. But I want to point out that Sayaka is a hair away from a finisher. 1 hit, and she's not going to get it as Ibuki sends her into the corner instead. But now she's got it. Ibuki's turned around and a backstabber. But she went unwisely, I have to admit, into the submission right afterwards. The ropes saving Ibuki like they saved Sayaka earlier on. Into the ropes, low drop kick right to the knee. Ibuki rolling Sayaka over, not going for a finish, at least not yet, doesn't have it. Sayaka, however, ooh, tipped up. Ibuki thinks that's for the best because, wait a minute, it might have been for the best because she was able to stun Sayaka. If she's able to get her right back up, it might be Rockstar DDT time. Oh no, I don't think she's going for the Rockstar DDT. She went for that frog splash to the back. This late into the match, this late into the fight. For 1, 2, doesn't get her. The blue-haired brute is getting bopped apparently because Rockstar DDT before I can even finish. 1, 2. Oh. You've got to be kidding me. And that is why she's a two-time world champion here in the AWE. One of only a few people who have won both of those titles. When we think about that, I think we just talk about March 7th, and we talk about Sayaka Maizono. Is that true? I think that's true. 1, 2, still not enough. Ibuki's diving all over the place. Lifted right back up. Popped over around neck breaker. Into the pinfall right. Actually, Ibuki might have it this time. 1, 2. How is she doing it? Somebody tell me how, because she's kicked out of, what, 2 finishers, a bunch of high-flying moves, and 2 signatures as well. Sayaka Maizono wants that title back, and I want to point out, she's got a signature herself. Sayaka hasn't had resiliency in a minute. If Ibuki wants this, she's gonna have to earn it. This is a prove yourself moment right here, and I want to look at the bruises on Ibuki's face. She is now feeling worse for wear in this fight as Maizono lifts her up and plants her down right onto the spine. Ibuki has no resiliency, it doesn't look like, and Sayaka does not get the job done. Both competitors have finishers. Ibuki does not have resiliency right now. And Sayaka's looking around, stalking, saying, turn around. Pop up, back around. And backstabber, tilt-a-whirl style. 1, 2, and it's burned. It's any girl's match. Ibuki rolls to the outside. I was gonna say, her back might be broken. But she's gonna keep fighting, but fighting, I don't know if she has any fight left in her. Those backstabbers look like it took every ounce of energy out of Ibuki. We saw her be so high-flying before, so energetic, but all of that has died down. She can't jump off the ropes with her back like this. She can't hit these Rockstar DDTs with her back like this. As a double axe weight doesn't land. Does not land. But Sayaka responds with a shot to the gut. Ibuki gets dropped face first and just falls lifelessly, but from out of nowhere, center of the ring, Rockstar DDT. 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 breakout stars standing right before you. Neo and Ibuki. One of them will go to fight March 7th for the All-Star Championship. Look at that rope break. That's the ring IQ. That's the experience from Maizono. Ibuki has just been a 2-time world champion here in the AWE. 1, 2, not enough. 2 ladies who have never held world title gold will be going one-on-one in our main event. It'll be Neo versus Ibuki. Will it be the Neo knee? Will it be the Rockstar DDT? Which move will get them to the fight before Christmas for 1, for 2, and kick out? And we gotta talk about everything that happened after this. Because after this, Ibuki had a bad time. Ibuki did not have a good time. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. She was getting beaten, brutalized, and unfortunately just kind of devastated. Another shot to the back and a pinfall right after that, and it was enough for 1, 2. Not quite. I think that was resiliency on her. And at the last second, she was able to turn herself around and hit that Rockstar DDT. She does it from the top rope too. Didn't have to do that to get the job done tonight. Instead, Sayaka fell to the Rockstar. Blood on her face, cuts, bruises, but she is still living her best life, and she might be living her World Championship night. Hey now you're an all-star, or hey now you're a rock star might be the song of choice at the end of the fight before Christmas. Ibuki needs to get through Neo to do it though. That being said, the fight before Christmas is about, you know, world title match. This is about shaping the path for, stars please, for AV Mania. We got 4 gentlemen here tonight who will be entering the men's rumble. Pardon me, the men's rumble. Who will they be? And there's going to be a lot more just popping up all over the place. But make those known as I'm looking. It's still not quite time for yet. I think we might be able to. This will be a long match though, so we'll see. We will see. I'm going to have to pause during the match to go and get my food. But I digress. It's a fatal 4-way match. As my Shake Shack is on its way. And the stars go black. We have a Rumble legend and a steel chair in hand. Ray showed him the way. And tonight, he said, if I can't be back in that world title scene, I'm going to make sure not only that I win this Rumble, but I'm going to make sure that whoever I fight at AV Mania, every champion who might be champion during the summer has a bad time. Makoto, steel chair in hand. He used it, and now he rocks and rides with it. Throws it to the side too. Ray, still nowhere to be seen. I think Ray's still trying to heal up. Flair, I believe, is about healed up. Ray, however, is very much worse for wear. Not having a good time at all. Not having a good day. Oh. Somebody else who made their debut at AV Mania. Nugget is entering his first Rumble this year. Nugget, a literal kindergartner. Goo in his system, but most importantly, violence in his soul. He has attacked referees. Referees have also attacked him. And you know what's very interesting? You know who else is in that Rumble? Splendid. I'm gonna leave it at that, but hopefully we see them interact in the Rumble, because those two, they don't like each other. They do not like each other, and I think that might be the major catalyst for Nugget. He was offered a shot at the #1 Contenders match for the Fight Forever Championship. Instead, he said, no shot, I want in the Rumble. Nugget wants to throw Splinter over the top rope. And ladies and gentlemen, listen up. Robbie Rotten is a competitor that is beloved by all members of the AW universe. But he's never been taken like super duper seriously. But can you imagine if he enters this Rumble and gets like 10 eliminations or something? Make sure that he's in that AV Mania ladder match, or hey, who knows? Can you imagine if this man wins the Rumble? It's a distinct possibility. We'll see if it happens. We are numero uno. We are #1. And lastly, oh, Kevin! I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I actually wasn't sure who the last person in this thing was. Kevin has been making his rounds recently this autumn. It's the first time ever in a series of like weeks that we've called Kevin not a boy flop, which is crazy work. So Kevin could do this entire thing. He could be that guy. He could win the Rumble. If Kevin wins the Rumble, I don't think anyone can ever call him a boy flop or boy failure ever again. Instead, he might be the men's breakout star of the year if he's able to win this Rumble. He's put on unashamed bangers late this year with Cassius Bright, and I think he's had a pretty decent one with Arrow as well. I think somebody else put on a banger of a match. It might have been Skeletor. Regardless, Kevin, best of luck to you, along with Nugget, Makoto, Robert of the Rotten Variety. It's Fatal 4-Way action. It's elimination. Only one will win. Only one will come out clutch. Who will have momentum going into the Rumble? I can also announce that XSP will be in the AWE Fight Before Christmas Rumble, and he will be entering in the #1 spot, I think. We'll see about that as, oh man. Unless he can, like, make a deal with somebody in the Rumble to not come out at #1, maybe trade numbers. That's allowed. If you see your number and you want to trade numbers with somebody, you can do so. Hey, maybe you do it for a favor in the future. I'm not sure. I've heard history of people doing it before. I'm not entirely sure who would want #1. Knee strike, shot, and a shot right back to Nugget. Makoto lifting the poor child up, but Nugget able to get out of it. And Robbie looks like he was stuck in a box for a second, and instead he's getting stuck in the head with a mannequin arm. Goodness gracious. Sending Makoto flying. Nugget is attacking anything that moves, and now he's going after Robbie Rotten. Sends Rotten's head into the barricade. I'm sorry, not the barricade, the apron. The LED board, actually. As Makoto does not get a steel chair, he gets a whole freaking table. Furniture is starting to deck out as, oh my gosh, catching Nugget DDT outside of the ring. Makoto getting grabbed by Robbie. Able to reverse. Nugget is getting his butt handed to him by Kevin. Kevin, I have to say, between these four superstars, most improved, Makoto may also be one of the most improved stars too, because he was also just like a hee-hee-ha-ha funny Rumble meme. Robbie missing that urn. But as of late, he's a two-time AWE champion. Has he ever successfully defended that championship? Yes, on several occasions during his first title run. He was begging someone to take it off of him, but in his next title run, he was like, no, I want it. This is my precious. This is my purdy. Oh, Makoto. Looked like he wanted to hit Robbie Rotten off. Ugh! Robbie getting reversed by Kevin. Kevin with kind of a leg lariat from behind. And doing a little bit of, I see a little shoulder shimmy. You love to see that. Nugget and Makoto center of the ring. Kevin off of the ropes, looking for a drop kick. Will it land? He does. Knocks them both onto their feet, or off of their feet. Kevin, I keep saying it, but I have to admit it, he is not a boy flop, at least not anymore. Can you imagine if he does what Queen did this past Sunday? Can you imagine? Queen was able to pin everybody in this Fatal 4-Way match. What if Kevin does the same thing? Who knows? We're talking too early. He could be the first one eliminated. As Nugget lands that beautiful move. Makoto looking to take out the fate. In fact, I have to say, I feel like there's three favorites in this match, and then there's Makoto Naegi, and Makoto, in that regard, might win the whole thing. Maybe enough to win the whole thing. DDT lands on a Nugget. Robbie walking Kevin over towards the ropes. Does not work out in his favor. Popped up. Oh, he might be dialing up. Hello, 619. 619, perhaps, as a pinfall stolen by Makoto. 1, 2, and it's not resiliency on Robbie, actually. At least not yet, Makoto. Stalking over the top rope, and they both elbow drop Kevin on like the leg and the back, and Nugget trying to take advantage right afterwards. Dragging Makoto over towards the corner. I'm not sure what Nugget is thinking here. He's going for what looks like a scoop slam. Lands it. Makoto might be in trouble, might be in danger. He kips up and trips Nugget up. That is a former two-time world champion. That is a man who's got smarts behind him and hits Nugget in his beady little eyes with a trash can. And power bombs him almost onto the trash can. Goodness gracious, on the outside we see it looked like Robbie might have pulled out a clown horn. Jeez Louise. Makoto, misses and kind of lands himself on the trash can. Might have hurt himself in the process. Popped up, and oof, his face, his jaw went right onto that steel. But look at this. He's still focused outside the ring, and he takes out Kevin. Robbie is on fire himself. It looks like everyone might be thinking about heading outside. We got a nice variety of items. We got a mannequin arm, a clown horn, a trash can. And Nugget's using that arm to his advantage. I'll tell you what, from his universe of kindergarten, you might see random arms all strewn about. Seeing a disembodied arm is probably normal for Nugget. As Robbie gets tossed back into the ring. Makoto heading in after him saying, I'm going to delete this rotten guy. Woof! Goodness gracious. Hold on a minute. Pinfall 1. And just 1. Makoto kips up. Robbie Rotten is getting hit with a little hopes peak. Robbie's winning with a couple of finishers at this point, and that's 1, that's 2, and it might be a no, really? Really? Kevin using adrenaline. And a big splash misses. Nugget has 2 finishers. But Makoto and Nugget still seem to be the ones who are brawling with each other. Reversal right back. Drop kick. Makoto barely gets grazed by it. Still able to be on his feet. Takes advantage of Nugget. Up and around, but Nugget with a reversal. And a ladder's now in play too. We saw somebody get powerbombed through a ladder earlier. It was crazy. And now Robbie is stepping into the ring. These 4 at least are keeping somebody in the ring for most of the time. Powder! Into the eyes of Nugget. And Robbie does have a finisher. I have to like rotate my whole head to see who's got finishers. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Popped up. Planted down. Into the pinfall, trying to steal one on Nugget. Knows he doesn't have resiliency. 1, 2. Count of 2. Getting up to that middle rope. Nugget, groggy. Ooh! Punches him. Diving punch is crazy. Climbing up again. Oh, the cave-in! The Nugget cave-in! On the former 2-time world champion, he doesn't burn either. Really? Oh, really? Also, a Hurricane Rana over there by Kevin. Reversal by Makoto. Nugget in the corner. Nugget, Makoto just doesn't want any of that, apparently. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. He's got the steel steps in his hands. Kevin fearlessly walking over to him. Knocks it out of his hands. Nugget ducks out of the way inside the ring. Oh! Did you guys see that? The bulldog onto the trash can inside of the ring. That might have been one of the darndest spots I've seen with a trash can. Oh my gosh. And Nugget still kicked out. I don't know how he did that. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Duck that clothesline. Nugget's still alive, but he's got to be concussed after what we just saw. Clothesline gets the feet up. Trying to wail away at Robert. Rotten! As he goes crashing into the trash can this time. Not nearly as bad as Nugget, but he sure went crashing. Nugget on the outside, thinking about picking up a weapon to deal with Robbie Rotten. Has steel steps in his hands. But Robbie leaves the ring wisely and knocks the steel steps right out of Nugget's hands. Turns him around, and now all 4 of these gentlemen outside the ring. Look at this, rolled through by Nugget into a pinfall, but falls do not count anywhere. It's normal fatal 4-way rules. Almost everyone has finishers lined up except for Robbie, I think, actually, is the only one who doesn't have one lined up. Punch him right in the jaw. Kevin right around that table. Dangerous positioning. Makoto, we know that he is ruthless. We know he's wild, and he might be looking to try and put Kevin right through that table on the outside. He set it up way earlier, furnishing the outside of the ring, putting stairs, chairs, wares, and despairs all over the place. And oh no. Dropping, and I want to point out, ooh, German suplex. He's stunned. He is stunned. Makoto, ooh, and Robbie Rotten also stunned. Makoto looking for what looked like a cutter there. Nugget sprayed the goo and kicks Makoto right in the skull. Nugget's got 3 finishers. Robbie still has none. Kevin's got 1. Makoto's got 1. Yo, Kevin is looking really good right now. Kevin was trying to put Makoto through that table, instead puts him into the ring. And Makoto takes out Nugget from behind. Kevin getting tossed into the ring apron, not into the ring. Robbie standing tall. This is actually a pretty goofy assortment of characters. This is a very silly fatal 4-way. DDT lands. Nugget, oh my gosh, spine first onto the metal barricade. Crazy work, hurtful work, but a reversal by Nugget. He's still surviving this thing. Tyler, what you doing? Okay, that's fine. Lift it up. Slam down. Robbie steps into the ring and Kevin comes to follow. Don't think Robbie knows, and he certainly didn't. But he's able to reverse at the last second and save himself. Saves himself, but catches him into that Hurricane Rana. And into the pinfall, 1 and 2. Robbie finally does burn resiliency. The match is anything but over. But inside the ring, these two, ooh, he was going for it again. It looked like Robbie stepped out of the way. Kevin rolls out of the way. Lifting Robbie up. Robbie with a reversal. Kick to the gut. And he is number 1 into the trash can. 1, 2. Kevin had no resiliency. That's all I was waiting with bated breath to see the numbers on the screen. Into the ropes. Dodges that kick. Blocks it. Into the ropes instead. Low drop kick. Kevin does have a finisher. If he can land it, he can eliminate Robbie from this fatal 4-way. Sent him. Rolls him over. For 1. Oh my gosh, Makoto is just taking it. Robbie's gone, first of all. Taking it to Nugget. Jeez Louise. And returning fire, but he suffers for it. Poor Kevin. And is no longer firmly in control in terms of vitality bar. That vitality is gone down tremendously as Makoto sends Nugget into the ring. Says, let me take care of Kevin real quick, and then I'll come in to attack you too, little guy, little kindergartner. Nugget looking to meet him there. Oh, jumped! Oh! He jumped over the stairs to hit him with the cave-in into the steps. Nugget, what the heck? Nugget down to 1 finisher left. Makoto's got 2. Everyone here still has resiliency, but they gotta get into the ring to burn it. Makoto realizing that. Ugh! As Nugget loses any semblance of brain cells that he has left. Makoto just standing tall onto that ladder saying, they'll come get me eventually. Realizes they likely won't. Nugget trying to steal that ladder. Me looking at this because my food is about 3 minutes away. So I need you guys to finish up in about 3 minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you guys here and hopefully nothing goes wrong. Hold on a minute. Stomp. Lift it up again. Makoto in a little bit of danger. Kevin low-key saves him. And look at this Hurricane Rana. Was that moved after? No, I think that was actually a Dangan Rana. Completely different from Kevin's Hurricane Rana as it's lifted up. Nugget sent, it looked like shin first into the steps, but he was able to run it off. Makoto begging for him to give up and get up. DDT lands. Kevin, oh no, Kevin's going, it looked like he was going high risk, but instead Nugget steps into the ring, and he goes face first. No, Kevin goes face first into that trash can. Nugget setting up for something, calling for Kevin to get up. But Makoto looked like he was trying to send him down. Drop kick into all of the metal objects. But look who steps in directly into a signature by Nugget. Dropped onto the knee, but from behind, Kevin looking to take advantage. And Nugget's busted open, trying to roll out of the ring. Rolls on top of a ladder to do so. Makoto very close to being stunned, and if this thing lands, goes round and round like a record player, and he's down. And it may be, check your watches, high noon. Makoto has resiliency. 1, 2, and burns it. Two-time AWE champion up, around, and a DDT into the trash can. Nugget might be burning. Doesn't have it, actually. 1, 2. Nugget kicks out. I was going to say doesn't have resiliency. Makoto trying to sneak a pinfall, or at least resiliency on Kevin. Doesn't work. It... Makoto may have just robbed Kevin. The most dangerous move in sports entertainment. The roll-up. Makoto heard that my food was here. Went for a clothesline. Stepped out of the way. Nugget dragging Makoto into the corner. Sends him there. Goes for a scoop slam. No reversal. Makoto's hurting. He feels it in his back. Nugget going top rope. We may be looking at the end of this thing. As a top rope cave-in lands. Pinfall for 1, 2, and momentum lies in those crossed eyes. Nugget wins the battle. What a brutal fatal four-way, which had, once again, we've had a lot of potential spots of the night in this Rebellion Loki. The bulldog that landed flush onto the trash can and bounced on the head off of the trash can, crazy. Crazy work. Made me gasp audibly. I was like, oh. These four are going to be strong Rumble contenders. But Nugget, with another big win under his belt, says he's coming for the Rumble, and he's here for Splendid. Even if he doesn't win it, he says, I'm putting Splendid out of that Rumble. We'll see if they're ever even in the ring together is the million-dollar question. Pinfall there. Not enough. But here, right after that, roll up. Not going to help him out in the Rumble, but it helped him out here tonight. Got a pinfall on Kevin. And the Nugget cave-in from the top rope was enough to put away Mr. Naegi, Mr. Two-time champion. 1, 2, 3. And that is all she wrote, and that is this battle. A good on you, Nugget. Like, major kudos as we have one more match to end off our incredible night of action tonight. And as I give you the stars and click exit, it's gonna happen right after I get my food, so I'll be right back. And so I have gotten my food and I've eaten it. And that means it's time to end this bad boy. It's main event time. Who will be facing off with March 7th at the Fight Before Christmas? That is the million-dollar question. We will find out tonight, and by tonight I mean in just a moment's notice. Because this match is about to kick off. It is Ibuki, Mioda, and it is Neo, and they're going one-on-one in tonight's main event. The winner faces March 7th as the Stars go. Stars? There we go. Go. Black. This is a woman who just took down a two-time world champion, one of only two women to ever hold both the AEW championship and, oh, actually, Ibuki has a very interesting path here. Ibuki could take down both women who have held, the only two women who have ever held, rather, the AEW Championship and the All-Star World Championship. Both world titles in the AEW are March 7th. And Sayaka Maizono. Tonight, she pins Sayaka Maizono. If she wins tonight and wins the All-Star Championship, she could do so by beating March 7th. Is Ibuki about to make a name for herself strong? To do so, she's got to beat this woman. A woman who has pinned multiple world champions herself. Two ladies who made their names known this year in AEW action. Who is gonna come on top? I don't know, but we're about to find out. We're about to find out together, and it's gonna be fantastic. Let me also come over here because it is almost time for your Rumble votes to close. I'll say it one more time, and I'll probably say it one more time at the end of the episode. Make those votes. I will, pin it in the live chat if you haven't done so already, because you forgot to do it on Friday, but I digress. The time is approaching. Neo, best of luck to you, because you're up against a rock star in Ibuki. I don't know who is going to make it to the top tonight. Neo had a very, I don't want to say easy match, but had to avoid the countout when it came to going one-on-one with Gwen. I don't think Ibuki is going to try and do that against Neo, but we'll see how it all plays out. The Bookster. Neo, knee. Clyde calling our main event, and it's on. Chop immediately and a DDT immediately. Honestly, shades of the Rockstar DDT, you know what I'm saying? Except out of the corner, Ibuki getting her eyes raked. And right now it's been all Neo. But we know how quickly that can turn around here in a match in the AWE. Fired up, went for a drop kick. Ibuki now in control. Into the ropes, goes underneath. Low drop kick misses. Neo looked like he was going for a headbutt. But instead, Ibuki caught her into a grapple, but Neo able to push her into the ropes. Clyde breaking it up. And Neo gets a chop right afterwards. Right back into grappling. We saw Neo and Gwen go in a little grapple central. Right now it's Ibuki who's in control, but that could change in the blink of an eye. Look, watch me blink. Oh, but I blinked and Ibuki's even stronger in control. Still going after the ribs of Neo. Now here's the thing. Ibuki did have a tougher match right into a pinfall. Ibuki had a tougher match into another pin. Hold on a minute. One. And here's the thing, Ibuki would have had to use her back muscles to wrench out of that one, bridge up her abs and back muscles. And Neo at this point knows that those back muscles, that back, that spine, the bones, that vertebrae, everything in there is messed up a little bit after backstabber survived in that Sayaka match. Neo is playing this thing smart. But Ibuki, if she can get the velocity of this match going, essentially, it could be hers to win. Bulldog lands. And a stomp to the arm. Neo writhing a little bit in pain. And look at this. This is what I was talking about. If you let Ibuki ramp up that offense, ramp up the pace of the match, it's right back in her court. She can make your little vitality bar go from this to this very quickly if she's on a roll. But Neo not letting her get on a roll. Neo, and I want to keep it a buck with Neo, she's no slow competitor either. She said, hey, you want to have a fast-paced match? We can have ourselves a fast-paced match. Wrenching at that arm. These two both dying for a singles world title opportunity. March 7th, likely watching this thing backstage. At a count of 2, we're already back in. That's what I was talking to you guys about. Neither of these two, I think, want to win this thing by countout. Both of these two saying, oh yeah, we gonna have a ball tonight. Off the ropes, drop kick lands. But Ibuki kicks right back up. And a kick right to the mid. I'm sorry. Is that Farina? That is Farina. Farina joining the match midway through as it looks like a manager for Neo. Goes over top. Yeah, look, going into Neo's corner. I think those two are friends. I think that I didn't know that, but it looks like actually here for her in this matchup. A couple of shots to the gut. And another one. I don't know how that's going to affect Ibuki's game plan, actually. But it's got to make Neo feel a little bit more confident in this matchup. Several shots right to the back of the neck. Ibuki rolls through. Neo off the ropes. And both of them going for wicked moves there, but at the same time making sure that neither was in the right place at the right time. Stood back up. Ibuki has a signature. Will she use it? Neckbreaker lands. And Ibuki actually stands... Oh, whoa, wait, what? Ibuki was going for the turnbuckle there. Interesting move as a bulldog lands. And we do have to point out now that there is a finisher in both accounts for both people. Missing there. Ooh, Neo lands hard, actually, and lands hard into a Rockstar DDT. Pinfall might be resiliency. 1, 2, and it is. Farina watching this thing closely for her friend. Getting back up. And look at this, only forced to watch as goes down. And you can see her wince right afterwards. Pushes away. Neo is in dire straits now. Toss to the outside. Ibuki rolls out of the way. Went for a kick there. Count of 4, but Ibuki a couple of shots into Neo's abdomen. Brings it down to red. And it looks like Farina purely out here to just support Neo. But at a count of 6, it really could be a count out victory. 7. 8. Makes it back in, but Ibuki right there waiting for her. But a couple of shots to the midsection of her own, and that balances out the damage, and a low dropkick lands. Neo calling, and look at that, Farina hyping the audience up. If there's anybody that can do that, it is Farina hyping audience up. Look at that, everybody on their feet for the Neo neckbreaker. And this could actually be resiliency right back around on Ibuki. It is. It is anybody's match between these two. Turn around, a shot to the head. Neo calling for Ibuki to get up. Ibuki doesn't have a finisher. Neo does almost have a signature, though. As these two starting to trade blows. Punch right to the jaw. Firing right back. It's a main event of Rebellion. But even more than that, this has become the #1 Contenders match for March's All-Star Championship. Shot to the chest. Nobody's blocked anything until right there. Giving Neo the slight advantage. But all Ibuki's got to do is block one herself, and now there's no advantage on anybody. As these two start wailing away, it looks like it's going to be advantage more than likely Ibuki, or maybe it's advantage. Nobody is advantage Ibuki. As she's dragging Neo over to the corner, Ibuki's got to be thinking, oh, I don't know what she's thinking here. All the way up to the heavens. Goodness gracious, the deepest arm drag I've ever seen. For 1, for 2. Ibuki was this close that close to going to the fight before Christmas. Single leg drop kick. Neo, however, has a finisher now. She's calling for Ibuki to get back up. That's the difference. Ibuki had a signature. This is a finisher if it lands. Oh, she's going top rope. I thought she was going to go for the finish there. Double axe instead. Ibuki with a reversal. But reversing right back. And reversing right back again. It's anybody's roll. It's anybody's... Oh! But Neo runs underneath that springboard move. Stop to the arm. Didn't stun Ibuki though, so she has a chance. She has this much of an opportunity. Kick does land. Will the Neo neckbreaker connect? It does. But is that gonna be enough? Here tonight, 1, 2. It's not. Ibuki is determined as she gets sent into the ropes. Ooh, hold on a minute. Rolled out of the way, actually. Ooh, Rockstar DDT! Ibuki goes to the Well, I was gonna say Ibuki goes to the fight before Christmas, but it ain't over yet. Turned around, stomped to the back of the knee. This has been a brawl between both. It's been as sick as it comes. Off the ropes, doesn't land. Ibuki's, however, does land flush. Neo has a signature. Ibuki's got a finisher, standing Neo up. Trying to drag her over to the corner if she can get her there, and she does. If the scoop slam lands, she might be stunned. Still not stunned, so she has an opportunity. But she's going for that top rope maneuver, that top rope Rockstar DDT. If it lands, it's lights out. Into the pinfall, and that's 1, that's 2, and Ibuki is going to the fight before Christmas. It's Ibuki versus March 1-on-1. Since getting here, it's been a whirlwind for her. And I gotta tell you what, she had a tough fight against a very game Neo. My gosh. Stepped out of the way, and this is what we were talking about. That first Rockstar DDT, it landed, and it landed flush. Farina came down to provide some moral support. And this is where we thought it was all over. Resiliency had all been burnt. Neo neckbreaker landed, and here we saw 1, we saw 2, and we saw 2.9. But it was not enough. And here we saw another Rockstar DDT. And that's where we thought that it was all over. But at the end of the day, 1, 2, 3, not there, but right here. That top rope Rockstar DDT. And that could be March's fate at the fight before Christmas, as it looks like, Farina going to check in on... Oh! Clover? No. No, come on, come on. Clover just holding Neo there, who just went through an onslaught of a match. Probably doesn't even realize where she is right now. Farina, you should have never come out here. You should have never been here in the end. Look, I understand your girl was so close to being in the world championship picture. Was so close to a one-on-one. Oh man. Clover still just dragging Neo around. I think grabbing by the hair too, and tossing Neo into the ropes. Neo trying to get some offense on, but reversed there by Clover again and forced to roll out. Now come on, man, come on. And holding Neo again, and no, Amon, come on, no, you can't. You can't do this. A kick to Farina. And another. Farina doesn't even have a contract, man! Just came out here to support her friend. No. No. Come on. Farina, hey, you gotta fight out of this. You gotta fight out of this. Come on, girl. Clover just dragging her over there to watch. Vision still bright blue, thank goodness. No. Okay, this is sickening. This is just... Again, Amon probably furious about what happened this past... Why these two? I guess there's not usually a lot of rhyme or reason to who he targets, but this is disgusting. This is despicable. Wait, hold on a minute. Wait, does Neo have powers? I don't know. Look, I don't know a whole lot about Neo, so I don't know if Neo's got powers like that. I just simply don't know. I just do not know. Now, come on, no. No. To lose the match and then to go through this. Sickening. Neo not giving up. But it's only a matter of time at this point. Ito was able to fight out of it. Not the repairman. Wait, Miku hitting forgiveness on Clover. Neo still fighting for her dang life. Miku runs in and hits gospel on Amon. Miku, I think, just saved Neo, and then attacks Farina? Well, now I'm super confused. Wait, the Vision. The Vision's not. Wait. Has it been Miku? Has Miku been the one who's been restoring people's powers? I have so many questions. So many questions and no answers. Give me the stars. How do I feel about this? So now I feel like we have an answer, but I have even more questions. Yo. Yeah, can you get... Yeah, no, actually get Miku to your office. I'm very, I don't know. I don't know, because I have no idea what's going on. I was out here like, oh my gosh, we're about to celebrate Ibuki, who's pinned one two-time, I guess like I don't know what we call specifically somebody who's won both of the world titles before, but like she's pinned one of the two. She could pin the other one of the two come the fight before Christmas, but like I'm just now I'm so focused on what just happened to end the show. I'm on targeting Neo and Farina at the end of this. Farina, it looked like, had her vision. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know you're panicking. Hey, make sure they're out of the building first. This sounds crazy, but I think we need to get, like, full security on Miku for the next couple of weeks. Yeah, maybe them too. Okay. Appreciate you. Yeah, we'll figure this out by Friday. Thanks. Alright, bye. Huh. So, Maskoto said that makes a lot of sense, and I'll keep it a buck with you. Navi and I were like, what do you mean that this makes a lot of sense? Because I'm still confused. But he brought up that the person, do you guys remember when the repairman got dragged away? I don't quite remember this, cause I'll tell you what, I was, it was during that time, you know? The repairman got dragged away, and the person who was walking away from the repairman's body in the garage, I think, was Kyutaro. So I guess there's a real world where Kyutaro brought the repairman there, and Miku's the one who dragged him behind the car? Sure, maybe, but like, I don't know, a lot of these other things don't quite make sense, you know what I mean? I don't know. We'll solve this, we'll figure everything out by Friday. I wonder. I'm making a note. I'm gonna book Ira. Because there was something else that didn't make sense to me that's starting to make a little bit more sense. Do you guys remember when Gunther fought Zuko and murdered him with that super power bomb? Do you remember why he fought him? It's because Zuko came out to help, I think, Miku and like Kyutaro beat up Gunther after a match. And I was like, why is Zuko here? And apparently he said he owed Miku a favor. So I need to check on Iroh. So I'm gonna book Iroh, and I need to talk to Iroh, hey, to see if he's got his powers back. Because if that's the case, maybe that's the favor, and that would, maybe this is making a lot more sense. Are there any more connections that we're missing? Let me do the recap for the show. I'm left with way more answers, questions than I have answers, but we do have, I think, the strongest answer of them all. Miku has been returning people's powers, but how? Well, we saw how, but how does it work? Anywho, Ibuki is gonna fight March 7th. Nugget goes on a rampage and takes out Makoto at the end of this fantastic Fatal 4-Way that has some sick spots. We saw these two win great matches. Neo dominant in this one. Ibuki clutching up and coming back in this one at the very beginning of this show. Yang showed up. Mondo and Yang, they had a clutch spot too, didn't they? Where Mondo powerbombed Yang through a ladder bridge, which is nuts. And somehow Yang still won. That is our show. We have some news, I guess. Frina made her way to join Neo's corner in the middle of a match. That's fair. And Makoto, oh! Oh my gosh, he's twinning with Ray. Makoto apparently worsened his injury. He's not in the Rumble. Oh. I'm gonna have to find a replacement. Oh no, Makoto's not in the Rumble. Makoto not in the Rumble. It must have been that last top rope nugget cave-in. Makoto is not medically cleared to compete. Yo, so much happened on this rebellion. John Cena was on this rebellion. I'm taking off. Hey, bring me back onto the screen, y'all. This has been it's been a crazy day. Give me the stars. I'm gonna take a sip of this. I'm gonna wait for the music to kick back in, and look. I'm in because we've been going for a minute. Hey. This has been AWE Rebellion. This has been insane. And this is the countdown to Fistmas. Yeah, it sure feels like it now. Amon, and I think the worst part about this is Miku made no efforts to hide at this point. Miku stared Amon down at the end of this show. Amon, I would say, luckily, didn't make any attempts to go after. I wonder if Miku would be able to... I gotta talk to Miku. In fact, I gotta get to the general manager's office right now. Hey, thank you for watching. I gotta go.